Hello and welcome to the Sewing Studio. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. I like to use this time between Christmas and New Year to start next year's Christmas projects. So today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous little Christmas quilt using a block called the Hourglass block. Now this is made using a charm pack, but you could also do this with a layer cake or any size squares to start with. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I've made a couple of blocks here already, and the thing with this is you have to have an assortment of lights and darks, or you pair them into colours. So you would go through your pack and you would put them into pairs. So each pair will make 2 blocks. And when you come to lay your quilt out, whichever ones you've chosen, so for argument's sake, I'm doing it with dark and light. So my dark squares are going that way, and then on the next block, they're going to go that way. So I've got my dark ones going that way, then that way, then that way, then that way. But obviously I'm going to shuffle all those colours when I've made lots of blocks. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to take 2 squares, a light and a dark. I put them right sides together, and then I press them corner to corner. So I'll just show you that again. Right sides together, fold them on the diagonal, corner to corner. And I'm going to go back to the iron here now, and I'm going to give that a good press. Alternatively, you could mark your centre diagonal line. You could mark it with a pen or pencil. But what I like to do is put all my blocks together in pairs, press them, and then I chain piece them when I've got them all stacked, pressed like this. So we're going to go to the machine and I'm going to show you what to do next. So what I'm going to do here, so you can see that I've got the crease here that I've pressed, and I'm going to put my 1/4 inch guide into the crease. Or if you'd drawn a line, you would put your 1/4 inch guide on the line, and I'm going to machine all the way down. And then I'm going to do the same the opposite way round. So I'm actually machining either side of my crease line. So here you can see there's my crease line, and then my stitch line is 1/4 inch away from that. So I'm going to go back over now and I'm going to cut on that creased line. So now I'm going to cut down that centre line, and that will give us 2 half square triangles. So you can see when I open them up, I've got 2 half square triangles. So I'm going to go to the iron now and I'm going to press these back, and then I'm going to show you how you put them back together to make the hourglass block. So I'm pressing towards the darker fabric. And I'm going to put them back together, and you have to put them opposites to opposites. So as I've put them back together, right sides together, let me just move that out of the way because you might be able to see it a bit better. As I've put them right sides together, I've put the white against the navy on that one, and the white against the navy on that one. So they're the opposite way round. And then, just give them a press so they stay together better. And then what you do is you fold them on the diagonal, so not the diagonal that you've just cut, you fold them back on themselves like that on the opposite diagonal. So I'm going to give that a good press. Or as I say, you could do it with a marker pen if you were happier doing it that way. And now I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew on that line there. So I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to sew down that line that I've just pressed with my guide in the crease. And again on the other side of it. And then I'm going to cut that and you'll see the block. So I'm now going to cut down the centre as I did before. And hey presto, there's your hourglass block. So all you need to do is to press that out and just trim these little corners off, and you've got another 2 blocks to put together for your quilt. So I'm just going to press that back. I think it works really well when you've got dark and light like this, or you could just choose 2 different colour fabrics and then you can alternate your blocks when you lay them out. But I'm just going to trim off those, I call them little ears, these little bits that are sticking out, just give them a trim. It's quite satisfying when you've got all your blocks done that you can just sit and trim them all up. So then I would lay all my blocks out, as I said at the start. So we're going to go with our dark squares side by side there, and then we're going to go with our dark squares top and bottom, side to side. Let's put the red one there, and then we'd go top and bottom there. And you can just have a play around with them until you've got them in a position that you like. So I'd do the whole pack first of all, and then I would just have a play around with it. So if we go back to the quilt that we had first of all, you can see that I've just put a little border on this one. So I've done a little fillet here, I've done a border and some binding, and really simple quilting, because this was a quilt that I made quite early on, and I was trying to do a bit of invisible quilting on that. And then on the back, I've just got a plain white fabric, or you could put calico. You could even put fleece on the back of this to make it nice and snuggly for Christmas. So you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. So as always, have fun, make it your own, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio.